Let's have a fucking show.
All right, boys. Welcome in. Monday edition of Mostly Hoops. We've got Mark Titus. We got Dana Beers. We got White Boy Rick. And myself, Ohio's Tate. Today we are brought to you by DraftKings. Every week in the NBA, stars rise, legends are made, and one player rules them all. DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA, is bringing back King of the Court, and now it's every Tuesday of the season. Here's how it works. DraftKings putting up $1 million in bonus bets each week. Opt in, apply your token, place a $5 pregame bet on the NBA star you think will dominate each Tuesday. If your pick finishes the night leading in points, rebounds, and assists, they are crowned the King of the Court, and you win your share of $1 million in bonus bets. And this season, there's a new way to track the action, the King of the Court leaderboard inside the app before tip-off. See the top 10 stars in PRA. While games are live, you can watch your pick climb the ranks, and when it is over, find out exactly where your stars stacked up. And if you've been crowned a winner, download the DraftKings Sportsbook app using code MOSTLYHOOPS. That's code MOSTLYHOOPS. Win your share of $1 million in bonus bets if your player is King of the Court in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Good to have you back, Tate. Good to have you back.
Thanks, guys.
We missed you on Friday. Worthwhile. You're just clapping for yourself. Worthwhile miss, I will say. You know, I think it was it was a worthwhile miss. Like, we're fine with you. If you're gonna pump out content like that, you can miss every Friday.
I appreciate
that.
But
it's good to have you back.
He's one of a kind.
You're kind of painting yourself into a corner, though, and you know that. And I think everybody's saying this to you, but you got to be careful because we might miss you every Friday. This might be your life now.
I'm not doing that. I'm not the Mincy handler. I will say we did watch some college hoops though, because when he threw that absolute rager at the Barstool Scottsdale bar, they had the Ole Miss basketball game.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. That was part of his speech, was like, let's get a dub. In this.
I was watching. All right, well, how'd the show go? Everything good to go?
Great. It was awful.
That was our first double.
It was terrible.
Well, actually, it was great, but then the last 2 minutes, remember that? That was tough.
Yeah, we couldn't stick the landing.
We couldn't land it. Me and Rick both tried, and we fucked up. Yep.
Well,
okay.
So it's good to have you here for that.
All right, well, here's what I got for you. Great weekend of college basketball. Last time I was here, we were sucking Michigan's dick.
Fuck.
Am I wrong?
What'd you say Friday, Dana? Because we were talking about Michigan almost lost to Penn State. Penn State had a shot at the buzzer to beat them. Hits back iron, I think. Doesn't matter. They missed. And what did you say, Dana, as we were trying to figure out what was wrong with Michigan?
I said that they were getting their cocks sucked too much. And maybe they were letting it get to them that their cocks were getting sucked too much. And guess what?
Why is that so funny?
And guess what? I was right. The cocksucking got too close to home.
And that's how you diagnose what happened to Michigan.
Yeah.
But what really happened is, for the second straight game, they were 20-point favorites. It almost got them the first time. Titus, Wisconsin took them down 91-88. Is it a case of Wisconsin shot 45% from three? Is that how you beat them?
I think, in a vacuum, that's what I would say. Like, if I was a Michigan fan and I was trying to hand wave this loss, I'd be like, they got hot, we did not, and that'll happen in basketball. And that's like Michigan. I mean, every time we've talked about Michigan, we've just tried to figure out, because they've been historically great, as Ken Pom has pointed out. This is, and never mind just Ken Pom. I mean, all the other stats out there about like these blowouts that Michigan was posting. We kind of had never seen this before. And when you're trying to nitpick, because what else are you supposed to do than just sit down and just, when you talk about Michigan, just be like, God damn, they're good. So you try to find reasons to make them interesting. And I made that point over and over. Is like, the 3-point shooting is better than I anticipated with this team, but I still think, given the roster, I still think there are going to be nights where they don't hit threes. I still think that's going to be a problem. And if they play a team, especially in modern basketball, where like everybody shoots a fuck ton of threes and everybody has shooters up and down the roster, they play a team that can shoot and they have a bad night. That's kind of true of every team, I guess. Like, every team runs into that problem. Like, if we go cold and they go hot, we're fucked. But that just stood out to me with Michigan. Is like, I think if you're looking for ways to attack them, it would be the 3-point line. It would be like being selective with your defense as to who you let shoot for Michigan. And then meanwhile, like, you're going to need to get hot. The Lithuanian kid for Wisconsin, that was hitting he had that stretch where he had like 4 threes in a row. I'm just laughing on my couch. I can't believe that how hot these Wisconsin guys were. But that's kind of what it is in a vacuum. I mean, I do think Michigan is a flawed team that was kind of put on a pedestal a little too early, but they are still I mean, they're still the heavy favorite to win the national title, and they're still very, very good. I just think, maybe we can pump the brakes on, is this historically great team?
It's crazy because you look at the box score of the game, and Michigan, they lost, but this is a game that Michigan played well enough to win. They shot 92% from the free throw line, turned the ball over less than 10 times, out-rebounded them, led by 14, led 56% of the game. Dana, is this a one-off loss? Are you still buying all the stock on Michigan, or are they clearly the best team in the country? What do you think?
I don't think we have to worry too much. I think Wisconsin played a damn near perfect basketball game, and Michigan also played pretty well. I wouldn't be freaking out if I was a Michigan fan. I think it was just a hard-fought, good Big Ten basketball game, and Wisconsin just played better. And I think if you have to play perfect basketball to beat this team, that shows you that they're just fine. So I wouldn't worry a single bit if I was a Michigan fan. But I would worry if I was Mark Titus about maybe
about my bet. Oh my god,
a cursed bet.
Oh, Dana,
cursed bet.
Oh, it hurts so much.
I went back and watched that clip. The funniest thing I've ever seen is how you guys talked about it, and I came back in and Dana Beers blasted
in a split second.
Split second. I have no backbone.
Yeah, Michigan has looked like ass since I shared with the world that I bet on them. If I'm picking nits again, and I'm only doing this because this is why I like college basketball, by the way, is that every single team is flawed. Every team really in the history of the sport has flaws. You have to. Even in this world where it's semi-pro basketball, you're still dealing with young guys that are hot and cold, and roster construction can sometimes look good on paper. Like Kentucky's a good example. I think in the offseason, you'd be hard-pressed to find anybody that looked at Kentucky's roster and said, that's a roster that sucks. And then now that's kind of the talking point with Kentucky is you watch Kentucky, you're like, this roster makes no sense together. So you just kind of never know, and I think the fact that teams are flawed is the appeal of the sport to me. So that's the preamble for me picking nits with Michigan, right? But when we were talking about Arizona, Michigan not too long ago, I made the point about I think Michigan has the depth where every guy that touches the floor is an impact player, which isn't to say that's not true of Arizona. But one thing that stood out to me about Arizona is Jaden Bradley and Braden Burries, who has been great, by the way, wasn't particularly awesome against TCU, but he's really stepped up his game. They have two guys, Arizona I'm talking about, they have two guards that are game breakers. They have two guys that are just give me the ball, get the fuck out of the way, and I will take over this game. And Elliot Cadeau was really good against Wisconsin. He had a very good game, and you can make the argument he was carrying the offense there for a little bit. I still think Elliot Cadeau's role on this team is kind of the facilitator. He's more of a shifty point guard. He's more of a let's be honest, this Michigan team is going to be led by their front court. Yaxel is the guy, and Johnson is the guy, and Mara, not necessarily offensively, but the front court are the guys. And all that is to say, I am drawn to, when the NCAA tournament rolls around, the teams that are led by the guards, and that's something that I'm sort of keeping my eye on with Michigan. I'm drawn to the teams that have the guys. That's what stood out to me with, even though Elliot Cadeau was good in this game against Wisconsin, Wisconsin had two guys in Nick Boyd and John Blackwell that they were we're going to give you the ball, and we're going to get the fuck out of the way. And they weren't necessarily scoring at the rim every play, but they were just causing so much stress on Michigan's defense because they'd get into the paint, guys would collapse, and they'd kick it out, and it was just you kind of had Michigan in a blender a little bit. And when you watch Michigan play offense, Cadeau is very good. He's a really, really, really good college point guard. I don't know if he's at that level where he puts that sort of stress on a defense. I don't think defenses are shitting their pants when Elliot Cadeau has a ball in an isolation situation. And that's a lot. I kind of rambled there a little bit, but I think that's an important point when I watch Michigan is they are very good. They're led by the front court. But that's something that stands out to me is I do wonder, is Elliot Cadeau that guy to when March rolls around, and do they have a game breaker guard, I guess, is the way of putting it.
Well, either way, I think we're all on the same page. Michigan's going to be fine. That's a big win for Wisconsin, too. Wisconsin's now a team that's talking tournament again. Big win for the Big Ten.
Yeah, they kind of sucked early on. That's
a win that's
kind of a game
or
a season-saving game for them.
And they beat UCLA the game before. But we're going to stay in the Big Ten. We got to go to Nebrasketball.
My goodness.
Yeah.
Guys, they were
Nebrasketball.
Yeah, they were 14-0, and they had a big week of Ohio State, Indiana. They were underdogs in both. They beat Ohio State. They beat Indiana as outright dogs. They are now 16-0. They're a top 10 team in the country. Has anything changed in the last week, or are you more bought in?
I'm more bought in.
I'm
yeah.
more bought in for sure.
Yeah, I mean, these were two teams they played that were not necessarily desperate, but, I mean, I think every Indiana and Ohio State fan has already forecasted that we're just going to live on the bubble the entire season.
Mm-hmm.
I think, you know, even if you want to be optimistic, be like, we know we can get hot. There's still opportunities to get big wins. We know where we're headed. We're headed for Bubbleville. Like that's exact. The car is pointed at Bubbleville, and we got the pedal to the metal. So I think both Indiana and Ohio State saw Nebraska coming into their home arenas and said, this is a fantastic opportunity, huge opportunity, almost damn near a must win, as much of a must win as you can get in January for those two teams, and they both fucked it up.
Rick, you had a firsthand glance at it. What's up with Nebrasketball?
I mean, just the poise that team shows down the stretch is unbelievable, both in Ohio State and in the Indiana game.
Mm-hmm.
Down 16, didn't flinch. Brendan Frager, we talked about him with the Fierce thing. Super impressive freshman. Super impressive, like just the way he gets to the basket, can score from anywhere. And yeah, I got Nebraska-balled. I thought that was.
Well, you guys were up 16?
16 in the second
Brutal,
half
dude.
at home. Got to find a way to win. I don't care what happened. If you're up 16 in the second half at home, got to win the basketball.
We had Nebraska fans early on in this podcast, in this show, telling us watch out for this team, and we didn't talk much about them. We've been forced into talking Nebrasketball, and they were right. And then their schedule coming up is pretty easy heading up to that Michigan and Illinois game, but then it gets a little tough. They got Oregon, Northwestern, Washington, Minnesota, and then they go to Michigan, and then they have Illinois at home, Rutgers, and then they have Purdue at home again. So,
do you think Nebraska can win the Big Ten, Dana? Do you think Nebraska?
I don't think they.
Do you think Nebraska can be the 1 seed in the Big Ten?
I don't think they will. I think they can. I don't think they will. I think it'll be Purdue or Michigan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I don't think they're going to beat.
If you're doing tiers for Big Ten schools, is Nebraska in the top tier with Purdue and Michigan, or are they one below?
I think
with like Illinois and Michigan State, and
I don't know why I'm doubting them. They just keep winning.
They do.
I'm in the same boat. They've won 20 straight games. What else?
Like the Broncos,
and you can't even.
It's because they're the Broncos. I mean, like because they don't. I think what gives you pause is they don't necessarily look dominant when they win these games, but they do. You know, you're down 16. Like, do you want to focus on them being down 16 at Indiana, or do you want to focus on the comeback and the moxie to win the game? You know, and I think it's easy to be like, yeah, they won the game, but I mean, like there were stretches where they just didn't look that good. But as you said, Tate, this is 20 in a row now,
and you
can't, 20 in a row.
You can't even say they haven't played anyone anymore. You could say that at the beginning of the year, but now we're talking about their Big Ten wins are Wisconsin, Illinois, Michigan State, Ohio State, Indiana.
Right.
What else do you want to see them do?
Right.
You want to play the transitive property game? They beat Illinois by 30.
Wait,
they did not.
Wisconsin. They beat Wisconsin by 30.
They did beat Wisconsin by 30.
So
and
that means
beat Michigan.
Michigan, that's transitive property.
Wait, they beat Wisconsin by 30.
Yes.
And then Wisconsin just beat Michigan.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
So maybe in some weird world, they are in that top tier. I don't know. Well, I think it all comes down to that game in a couple weeks, and we'll see if they're really, really for real. But top 10 team.
Play great defense, shoot threes well. They get scoring from all sorts of, like positions, I guess. Like, like Reek Mass can score. Like Hoiberg, I said last time, I'll say something nice about him. I don't hate him. He's so good, dude. Like, he's so good at his role. He's so good at like, I think against Indiana he had like 5 points. Didn't really do a ton of scoring, but he's so good at just like shooting when he's open, making open shots, making the right plays. They got a good roster. They're well coached, and I really like Nebraska. They were a fun story at the start of the year. They were a good story, I should say. Now they're a good team. Yep. Now they're like maybe they were always a good team, but I think that's how I viewed them. I was like, oh, this is a good story. Wait a second. It's not just a good story. This is a good team.
How do you think their fan base feels about just hearing us talk about that right now? Because at the beginning, they're like, hey, give us respect. We're now giving them respect, but I think if I'm reading the room correctly, everyone still has them below Michigan and
well, I mean, there are levels to it of like, they are a very, very good team, but are they Final Four good? Do we really realistically think they're gonna compete for a national championship? Probably not, but who knows? They'll keep winning.
Well, maybe
they keep winning.
Maybe if Rothstein opens up another happy hour for them, they'll figure that out. Hey, let's go to the SEC. SEC play on Saturday was insane. We had unranked Texas beat number 13 Bama, unranked Auburn beat 15 Arkansas, unranked Florida beat 21 Tennessee. And I guess what we're saying is there's all this parity in the SEC. Does it shock you? Does it make you feel like it's the strong conference because they can do that, or is no one that good?
I just think Bama's not that good.
Bama can't guard. Bama can't guard at all. I think the takeaway from the SEC this weekend is that the path for Vanderbilt is wide open.
Yes.
Vanderbilt is and yeah, I mean, like Vanderbilt and Nebraska feel like similar teams in that they're undefeated, but they're not for being undefeated power conference teams that have, decent wins. It's not like they've played total nobodies. Why aren't they ranked in the top 5, But the difference between the two as I'm forecasting the rest of the season is I think there's kind of a logjam at the top with the Big Ten, whereas the SEC is just wide open for Vanderbilt. And I think Vanderbilt is very much the best team in the SEC. I think Vanderbilt is really, really good. Although don't sleep on Florida. Florida's lurking still. I said not too long ago, Florida felt like they were destined to have like 13 losses. Yeah. 14 Florida be like a 14-loss team, still make the NCAA tournament, and then like Ken Pom has them ranked like 16th, even though they have 14 losses. That felt like their destiny. They're starting to win games now. I think Barstool Greg's video woke them up. I think Barstool Greg's did a chomp motherfucker. And I think Todd Golden played that in the locker room. They're like, we're getting chomp motherfucker by this guy. But yeah, Florida's been playing well. I think that's my takeaway from the SEC is that there is parity, but Vanderbilt appears to be the best, and they play great defense, and they are. And what excites me about them is they have so many guards that can score, and like going back to the point I was sort of making about Michigan is those are the teams that excite me. You play great defense, you have multiple guards that can score. I can feel the blood rushing to my groin when I see teams like that.
If I want to talk about Florida. Do you guys know what's going on with this Xavier Lee haircut thing? Have you heard about this?
What do you mean?
I'm not.
Every Florida fan I see says that he needs to shave his head, and I need some.
Oh, it's because he fucks with his hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now they're saying they need to shave his head, and that's like the key to their victory.
Xavier Lee, when you watch him, he won't stop like messing with his hair.
Yeah. So
at all times he's messing with his hair. It's like a tick that he has.
I think they're saying he needs to get a fade of some sort.
Yeah.
And then he'll play better.
Yeah.
Is there any credence to that?
I think so. I mean, it annoys the fuck out of me when I watch him play.
Yeah.
Imagine playing like that.
I'm gonna fuck his name up. I'm bad at names. Is Chinwalu?
Perfect.
Is that what it?
Chinyulu?
Chinyulu?
Yeah, Ruben Chinyulu.
Playing really well, man.
Yeah.
He's figuring it out. Obviously, this team has experience, and they have guys that were in that won a championship. So give them a little time. I think they'll be okay. But yeah, the Tennessee winning by 24. That's an impressive win. Yeah. And I like I said, I just think Bama's not good.
Bama doesn't guard. Bama doesn't. I mean,
well,
Bama's. I have like a thing with Bama I can't figure out, and it's that like I just don't want to watch them play, and I think it's easy to think that like Bosco's influencing this somehow. It's not. I've come to this conclusion on my own. It's just like they're boring to watch.
Yeah.
I got a Bosco take.
They don't guard. They just play like they play basketball on a spreadsheet, and I don't. It's not an interesting watch to me. Go ahead. What's your Bosco take?
My prediction, and I'm a big Bosco fan. Let me press with that. So if it gets clipped, put that. I think we're about to find out if Bosco's really an Alabama basketball fan.
Oh.
Because Bosco. So yesterday I was working on a video for a majority part of the day, and I get a FaceTime from Rico Bosco. I'm trying to think, what is this face? And I pieced it together. I didn't answer it. Washington had just beat Ohio State, and he was calling to talk about his boy, Washington
interesting.
Coach. And I'm starting to think, what we got here? Yeah, exactly.
Oh, no.
I'm starting to think that Bosco might actually be a coach chaser
No
and not
way.
an Alabama fan.
Now, hang on a second.
Because now Alabama's
these are serious allegations.
Alabama's 1-2 in the SEC, and I got Bosco FaceTiming me to talk Washington Husky basketball.
He's a peacetime Alabama fan club president. Now wartime is here, and he's nowhere to be found. now Alabama finds himself in a war, and
speaking of wartime, I think we should touch on him a little bit. Kentucky's just a polarizing, program team. They're now 10-6. They were drowning with all this, the SEC up, down. You could see them missing the tournament. They did come out and beat Mississippi State by 24 on Saturday. Does anyone have anything on Kentucky, or is that just
Mark Pope has some on Kentucky? Mark Pope's quote was crazy.
One of the things I love about sports is it teaches you that you have to. It doesn't matter how bad things get. You can't go back and rewrite what happened. You can just write the end of the story to make, because history tells the story, to make it something that it's not. Right now, it's like the worst moment, the lowest point, all the stuff. And it always does. This never goes away. It's always the next thing you do is actually going to rewrite what happened before. So there's no time for indulging in feeling terrible. I spent a lot of time feeling like I'd like to curl up in bed and kill myself. But that's actually not what we do. We raise up and we get to work and we find answers. And that's actually where the great part of life comes from, is answering the bell when everybody thinks you can't do it, shouldn't do it, won't do it, aren't going to do it. Most people are too scared to go there. We're not, right?
That's not what we do. We don't kill ourselves at Kentucky.
Put that on a quote card.
That's not
how we run things in this program.
Him saying it with a smile makes it better, I guess.
I can't get enough of it.
What a quote. I'll be honest, I wasn't really following the start. I think what he was trying to say is I think he was doing Natasha Bedingfield on him. Like he was saying like there's some shit that's written, but the rest is still unwritten. Like we could still write our story, but I wasn't really tracking what he was actually saying.
Yeah.
This could be the we don't kill ourselves momentum shift.
I would love for Kentucky to get hot. Fuck it. Kentucky just goes undefeated from here, wins a national championship, and their mantra, their fans are wearing shirts that say we don't kill ourselves. Like that becomes their rallying cry. Is we don't kill ourselves.
There's only a few things that you can't talk about, and one is using the term kill yourself. And he dropped that in.
He just said it with a smile.
With a little smirk on the face.
Just with a smile.
Psycho.
We don't kill ourselves. Speaking of Kentucky, you got to talk about John Calipari too. I mean, we were talking about the SEC. That was. You mentioned that in your little rundown of all the SEC action.
Belt to ass. From Auburn.
Yeah, absolute belt to ass. Much needed win for Auburn. Auburn has not been obviously as good as they were last year, but I don't think they were I don't think they're terrible. The buzzer beater against A&M was brutal luck. But they have had a problem of getting blown the fuck out by teams that are pretty good. Mm-hmm. So this was much needed in the Stephen Pearl era, that they just took it to Arkansas, and I don't know what to expect from Auburn moving forward. Like what is a decent season for them? Just make the tournament?
Are we calling Auburn when you beat Auburn, because people have beat the shit out of Auburn? Is that a good win now? Because
I don't know. Yeah,
we got Auburn. That's a huge game because of what they did last year. This Auburn team stinks.
They still have talented guys. I mean, no one really knows if Stephen Pearl a good coach or not. He's obviously in year one. I think they. Are they even?
Well, they're 10-6, but Titus. Remember last year we did the list of teams, you crossed them off if they broke a rule. They've lost by 30, 30, and 28.
Yeah. But who are those losses to?
Those losses are to Michigan, Arizona, and Purdue. I get you.
Yeah.
But okay, so they're a team that can beat anyone except when they play a top 10 team, they lose by 30.
Well, they're not going to win the national championship. I agree. Cross them off of that. But can they make the tournament and win a game?
Sure.
Yeah. Would that be a good year for? I mean, coming off of Final Four, I'd feel like maybe not, but for a first year coach if they can get into the tournament and win a game, I feel like Auburn fans have to be happy with that.
I mean, they might have losses to 3. They could 4. They've lost to Houston, Michigan, Arizona, and Purdue. All of those teams could be 1 seeds when it's all said and done.
Yeah.
So this is a team where –
and then their other 2 losses are in overtime to Georgia, who's not bad, by the way. Good Georgia team. I think Georgia's you talk about the depth of the SEC. Georgia's not even at the bottom, but like historically Georgia is. Historically Georgia's like so that's a sign that the SEC is still pretty good. And then A&M on some bullshit that they probably should have won that game. They kind of got fucked on the buzzer beater.
This has just been a weird season. You know, it feels like there's just we don't know who is actually good.
I don't think I mean there was a lot of excitement about Michigan. And then for all the excitement about Michigan, Arizona's still your number one team in the country. And for all the excitement about those two teams, Iowa State is the team that is undefeated that went on the road and beat your preseason number one team in the country by 1,000 points, handed them a historic loss. So there's a lot of reasons to be excited about those three teams. I don't think any team is better than the Final Four teams we had last year. I don't think any team. Now, they don't need to be. That doesn't make any sense. It's just a way to contextualize it. Like, I still think we're sort of figuring this stuff out. I still think we're I don't think there are teams that are head and shoulders better than everybody else.
And last year was it felt like an anomaly. I do think we recognized it at the time, but how cool is it to have that Final Four where it was clear as day these are the four best final teams?
Yeah.
And they were just so good. Speaking of teams that you said, no one's better than everyone, I got to call out this podcast because I think that we kind of shit on Houston early. Houston is now 15-1. I saw a stat. They have won 16 straight road games dating back to 2024. This Houston team, I'm not saying we wrote them off.
He wrote them off.
A lot of finger pointing.
We did a lot of Houston talk on last Friday. And
okay.
I've been disappointed in them. You can point the finger.
I'm pointing the finger.
You can point the finger.
What do we write? Here's my question then.
But they keep winning.
Yeah, what are we talking about?
I know, but this is what we said. It's ugly wins. It's Houston basketball. We expected them to be better, but they are winning.
Mm-hmm.
Now, are they as good as I thought they would be? No. But they just keep winning. So I don't know. I'm in a quandary, Tate.
I actually do agree with what Dana's saying, and I think I understand it. But I don't want to be the person saying it when they're 15-1 and
they're gonna be.
They're winning basketball games, but I'm with you. This is not – Houston last year bled teams to death.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They're just absolute buzzsawed teams. This year they're not.
But the Baylor game is a step in the right direction. I mean, they did that felt like vintage Houston to me watching the Baylor game because they absolutely dominated that game. And I don't need Houston to win every single game by 20.
No.
Like, that's not what I'm not asking for Houston to hold it. I don't think it's an unfair expectation where it's like if Houston isn't holding teams under 50 points every game, I'm going to say what's wrong with Houston. I mean, Kelvin Sampson, even like you read between the lines on some of his quotes and the way he feels about this team. He kind of sees what we see as well.
Mm-hmm.
But having said all that, like I think when the dust settles on Houston and March rolls around, they are going to have one of the best defenses. They already kind of do. They're going to be one of the best defenses in the country. And for whatever concerns you might have about the offense, they have remarkable individual talent on the offensive side of the ball to where, like, maybe it doesn't look the most beautiful, but you have two dudes at least. I mean, Uzan I really like, but you have two dudes in Sharp and Flemings that are get them the ball and get the fuck out of the way guys.
Yep.
And that's I mean that's kind of what I keep the drum I keep banging on this show, but defense plus guard play.
And what they have is they have the makeup of a championship. Like if you could design a team, they've got two seniors, they've got a stud freshman, they've got Tugler who's a junior. They have what it takes to go win a national championship. But I'm with Dana. It looks good on paper right now compared to if you actually watch the game.
But we'll find out, man. The Big 12 is. I think the Big 12 is the best league. I don't know what the metrics say. I don't know what it's the argument of depth versus how good you are at the top, whatever. I just going off of vibes, Big 12 is the one that stands out.
Oh yeah.
Big 12 is the best league. And I have no idea who's going to win it. I think 4 teams could win it. I don't for some reason I'm not completely out on Texas Tech as a team. I think I'm out on Texas Tech as a true Big 12 contender.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think there are 4 teams that could win the Big 12.
Dude, you've got 4 teams
BYU?
15-1 or better.
I think BYU could win it, yeah.
4 teams 15-1 or better in BYU, Houston, Iowa State, and Arizona.
Yeah.
And like you said, Texas Tech. Well, let's stay in the Big 12. Kansas. I mean, Kansas is now, what are they, 11-5, 1-2 in the conference. They will not be ranked when the AP poll comes out today. Darren Peterson's still hooping, but what's up with Kansas?
What do we I didn't really want to do this now, but we might have to do it. Bill Self, like, is it time?
Is it time?
Is it time? Is it time for?
It's okay to ask the question.
Can I throw that question out
rip
there?
The Band-Aid off. Man.
I think I wanted to blame the last 2 seasons on Hunter Dickinson, and I will continue to do so. But now Hunter Dickinson's gone, and Kansas is still floundering. I mean, this is like shocking to see from a Kansas program that just absolutely dominated the Big 12. Remember when like teams would go into Fog Allen Fieldhouse, and if they could like. If with 2 minutes left they could be within one possession, you were like, "Oh my God,
Yep.
this is crazy to even see this, that they have a shot to win in Allen Fieldhouse." And now it's just like, I mean, I know TCU lost the game and Kansas came back and won it, but was anybody really that stunned that Kansas was down big at home? Like, it's become kind of a way too common occurrence, and they yeah.
Do you want to hear a crazy stat that I got from Go Crazy Fut on Reddit?
What's the
Bill Self and
what's the username?
Go Crazy Fut, FUT.
Okay.
Bill Self and Wes Miller have lost to 3 first-year West Virginia coaches 3 years in a row.
Oh,
That's gross.
that's gross.
And I want to say,
not
like,
Bill Self. That's not
yeah.
Bill. Like,
That is Wes Miller, but that's not.
yeah, well,
Like,
that's
what-
definitely Wes Miller.
what you
Yeah.
say there is like Bill Self would be rolling over in his grave if he knew that. But
Yeah.
but that's Bill Self who's the one doing it.
That might
Yeah.
be the new Bill
Like-
Self.
Yeah. So is Bill Self? I mean, is this? If you're a Bill Self hater, are you saying like, does he qualify as like a now everybody can pay players and now it's not as? Which I don't think so, because you got Darren Peterson as the like you still kind of got the players. Is this antiquated offense? Bill Self like made a name for himself by those Kansas teams of old, like 20 years ago, were dominating with big guys and feeding the post and fucking dominating the rebounds and maybe like we've pointed out a million times, like guard play runs college basketball now, and even though Kansas has good guards, like does Bill Self not know how to coach this style of basketball? Is he lost at sea a little bit with like modern shifts of college basketball? I don't know. He's had health problems through the years. Is this affecting him in some way? I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I just know that at this point a trend has formed that Kansas, like we're just starting Big 12 play, and if you brought up Kansas as Kansas has the guy who's going to be the number 1 pick in the NBA draft probably on their team. And Big 12 play just started, and if you mention Kansas as a serious Big 12 contender, you'll be laughed out of the room.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy. That's crazy that we got here.
I have a question for you about Kansas, Titus. So Bill Self is 63 years old. Jay Wright is, I believe, 63 or 64 years old. If Bill Self realizes that this is no longer going like this and he does step away, is that Kansas job like head and shoulders?
Yeah.
Like people will leave
Yes.
great jobs to go to Kansas?
I think so. I think Kansas is let me think about it. Now, NIL has made it hard because I'm not well versed on who's got the billionaire donors that are willing to spend. Because like there's a world where like maybe the Texas Tech job is actually like the best job in the country.
BYU.
Like maybe BYU is actually the best job in the country. But if I'm looking at it throughout my life, I would say the Kansas job might be the number 1. It's like Kansas or Kentucky probably.
Mm-hmm.
I think Duke feels like it should be, but like I think the Coach K, I think Duke and Carolina fall victim of like having the family situation a little too much. Where like Carolina wants a Carolina guy, and then you have to play the politics a little too much. I think Duke is the same way. That if it doesn't work out with Shire or it works out too well and he goes to the NBA, I think Duke's going to hire another Duke guy, and then like that. Whereas Kansas and Kentucky feel like the two blue bloods that are like, fuck it. I mean, Kentucky didn't do this because they did hire Mark Pope and they kept it in the family. But those feel like the two jobs where they're like, fuck it, we're just going to go get the best guy.
Yeah.
And we want the best guy, and we know that we can go get the best guy, and the best guy will come find us. I think Kansas and Kentucky are 1A, 1B best jobs in college basketball.
And I have zero knowledge on it, but doesn't that seem like he's had health problems? They're kind of trending downwards. Doesn't that seem like something that could possibly happen at the end of the year if they, miss the tournament? That could be a job.
It could be, yeah. It could be. You can't be surprised anymore when coaches step down. Like at this point, you can't. I don't know how you could be. Like the retirement with Tony Bennett and Jay Wright both kind of coming out of nowhere. I don't know how at this point if Bill Self was to retire at the end of this year. I don't know how anybody could be stunned by that.
Chat says Nate Oates to Kansas.
Nate Oates to Kansas.
that would be something.
Yeah.
Do you think that? I know we've talked about this a little bit, but do you think this Kansas team struggling is more of like that NIL even playing field type of thing, or is it just they don't have?
I don't think, because even back in the day, like Kansas was obviously paying players and everybody, like like Adidas has, but I still think Adidas is funneling all the guys to Kansas. I don't look at Kansas's talent the last couple years and feel like it's that much different than the Kansas teams through the years. Like even when Kansas was dominating the Big 12, it wasn't like they had, like nothing but lottery picks.
Yeah.
Like that wasn't necessarily their thing. They had, like Sharon Collins was awesome for them, and he wasn't a guy, like he was a good recruit.
Darrell
but he
Arthur.
Like these guys that like aren't.
Darnell Jackson.
Yeah, exactly.
Remember him?
Yes, Frank Mason. Frank Mason wins National Player of the Year for Kansas. Mario Chalmers. Like these guys are all good players, and I don't mean to disparage them, but it wasn't a case where Kansas had success because they were just writing checks to the top 5 recruits.
Yeah.
But Titus, talk about how the Big 12 has evolved. Is that not a huge piece? Like
that's a piece of it.
When
too.
Kansas dominated, listen to the teams at the top right now: Arizona, Houston, BYU.
None of them were in the Big 12, 5 years ago?
So Iowa State, I don't know when have they been in forever.
They've been in for a minute, but
forever. But my
first of all, our league is a bitch.
Hold on. Freeze it right. Go back. I'm gonna watch this again. Why do you say bitch like that?
First of all, our league is a bitch. That's one thing.
Good
First
pool,
of all,
Cody.
our league is a bitch.
That's good. Good stuff, Cody. I want to talk about Blue Chew, and then we'll do some mostly stuff.
Yeah, we got some good stuff.
Fellas, you already know what time it is. It's time to level up, and Blue Chew just dropped something crazy. I'm talking next level. Championship belt, gold-plated energy. Blue Chew Gold is the newest innovation from the #1 chewable ED brand. This ain't your grandpa's little blue pill. This is the 4-in-1 beast that's setting the gold standard for performance. We're talking 2 ingredients for blood flow to keep that rocket pumping, mixed with, oh, shit.
Oh, no.
Apomorphine. That wasn't that
perfect.
hard. That wasn't that hard. I overthought it. Apomorphine and oxytocin to turn up the arousal and connection in your brain and body. Blue Chew Gold dissolves under your tongue and works in as little as 15 minutes. That means you can get it on quicker and stay in the game longer. Elevation without hesitation. This is peak passion and peak performance in a single tablet. If your bed could talk after this, it'd be asking for a break. Make life easier by getting harder, and discover your options at BlueChew.com. And we've got a special deal for our listeners. Get 10% off of your first month of Blue Chew Gold with code HOOPS. That's promo code HOOPS. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring our show. Blue Chew.
Blue Chew.
All right, there's a lot of nonsense to talk about.
Yeah, we got some good stuff here. Honestly, a lot of it revolves around Dana Beers. This is the Dana Beers Mostly Hoops section of the day. Let's start with Chicago State. This took over our group chat. TJ was talking about it. Beers was talking about it.
Titus was very confused.
I was confused because you texted, that's my alma mater, and I read it, and you texted that while Cincinnati and UCF were playing a close game.
Correct.
And I'm going to be honest with you, I didn't watch a second of Cincinnati UCF because there was football on all day. Yep. And so I was like, oh, shit, did Cincinnati – I know you didn't go to Cincinnati, but I thought this was like a joke.
No.
That Cincinnati finally got a big win, and you were like, that's my alma mater. Let's go. And then I checked the score, and Cincinnati did not win. And I was like, what the fuck is Dana talking about? And then only this morning did I learn that you went to Stonehill?
I did. I'm a Skyhawk.
How about that?
I'm a Skyhawk through and through, 2015.
Yeah, if you missed it, Chicago State up by 2.
We got to play.
This was wild.
0.1, just insane.
I didn't know this was possible.
0.1 second left. 1/10 of a second. Up by 2 with the ball.
You can't do anything. Got to have at least 4/10 on the clock.
There's only one way to lose this game.
And
literally only one way.
Have led by as many as 12.
And that's the way right there.
That's insane.
Another whistle.
Shout out Merker Gymnasium,
foul.
Northeastern Massachusetts. Coach Krause.
What is this?
Why did they? Why the? Hold on. Freeze it right there. Freeze it right there. Freeze it.
I tore my ACL on this court, by the way.
Go back. What are these refs doing? Hold on. Look at this. What are they doing? What are these refs doing? Yo.
A hand on the lower back.
Walking in, putting hand on lower back.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. What are these refs doing?
Oh my God.
This can't happen. You can't.
No, this is wild.
Well, let me say this, Titus. You're a piece of shit, by the way. I forgot. Hearing you say this can't happen made me go back to our text. So Rico Bosco texts us in a chat, and he's like, having worked the table, I'm convinced no one on a bench knows how many timeouts they have, blah, blah, blah. Titus response, this cannot happen. Even in the Ohio high school girls Division III level, it can't happen.
It can't. I'm saying even if you did this.
What a random league to choose.
I'm saying it can't happen anywhere. I was using like I don't think there's a level of basketball where this is acceptable, even at the Ohio girls Division III level.
But in all honesty, how does it, like in third grade, if your coach called a timeout here, they would get booed off the court.
Yeah.
How in college basketball, when that is your only job, that is the only thing that guy does for a profession is coach basketball. How does he fuck that up?
I don't
get it. I don't get it.
So Tyrese Halliburton did this against the Knicks. He was taking the ball out on the sideline, and Karl Anthony Towns was guarding him, and Tyrese Halliburton goes, here you go. And there was less than a second left, and Towns was like, fuck, and then turned and like tried to throw it up, and you know, the horn sounded, and I remember that in the playoffs. And it stood out to me because I beg for teams to do this, and nobody has the balls to do it. I don't know why. It doesn't even take balls. It just takes a brain. In that situation, Chicago State is taking the ball out of bounds. Literally just hand the ball to the guy in front of you. Just hand the ball to the defense. You win the game. He cannot get a shot off. The game is over. Teams will be down or teams will be up 3 and they'll poop their pants in the similar situation where it's like if you're taking the ball out of bounds and you hand it to a guy who's inside the 3-point line, you literally can't lose. I don't. Maybe that's why he called timeout though. Maybe that Chicago State coach was calling timeout to tell his player that. But it's the most insane situation that like gets overthought like crazy. You don't need to overthink it. Just fucking take the ball out, hand it to him when there's 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, whatever. You can't catch and shoot that fast. It's that simple.
That's not utilized enough. Also, I feel like throwing it deep and just getting you throw it deep and you get a hand on it, the clock starts. You can utilize that so much. What do you tell your team after you take this timeout? Like, hey guys, I fucked up.
Yeah. All right. So what we're gonna need now is we're gonna need you guys to get this guy to miss his free throws.
And not lose.
All right, guys, timeout. Come here.
I did that shit on purpose.
So we're gonna have to figure out a way to get him to miss this free.
And if he makes them, you can't lose in overtime.
Yeah, we're fucked.
That court that you saw, 2 fun facts. One, I was the basketball manager, and they put me in practice one time. Made both shots, elbow jumper, right where that guy was shooting those free throws.
No shit.
Yeah.
What was the context of the? You were running scout team?
I was running scout team, and I made a layup as well.
No shit.
Yeah.
And then your number on that elbow, like
they should.
Caitlin Clark, yeah.
Yeah, and then I tore my ACL on the other end of the court.
Wow.
I jumped that high.
2 stories.
Yeah. So shout out Stonehill. Shout out Coach Kraus.
You tore your ACL by simply using it.
Yes.
Titus, before we move on from this, Titus, we have to talk about you. That could have been you.
That could have been me, and I'll say this: Chicago State, I wouldn't have called timeout. You fucked up. You hired the wrong guy.
And that's point A. Yeah. Example A.
Yeah, example. I mean, like I warned you of this. You should have hired me. I wouldn't have done that. And you have to you make your bed. You got to sleep in it.
Yep.
All right.
That works.
Let's move on to Dana's other alma mater, Cincinnati. Dana, you need to speak to the people right now. Are you, Titus? What's the opposite of disavow? Is it a vow? No way. Right?
A vow.
Approve.
A vow.
Is it a vow?
Yeah.
Rick, you're smart. Is it?
You're the English teacher.
Language arts. Dana,
it's a vow. Cody, Google a vow.
I've just never
Google
used
the word
term
vow.
A vow.
I don't think it's a vow. I don't think a vow is a word.
Disavow.
Opposite of disavow. Just type in a vow. Bam.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow.
Dana, the Cincinnati students are so upset with their coach and their basketball program that they are organizing a brown paper bag out for their game this week. Do you avow or disavow? Oh, I put him on the spot.
No, I've been thinking about this, and
can I answer this for Dana? Can I answer this for Dana because he's struggling?
No,
Dana needs to enter the portal. Dana has a look. Dana has a look in his eye that
You
he's,
didn't go to Cincinnati.
that he's ready to enter the portal and he just doesn't know how. I think if someone sat down with Dana and just showed him what website you have to go to submit your information to the transfer portal, he would type it in. He would go home tonight and type it in. He just doesn't know how to do it.
Maybe you could be his agent and talk
Yeah.
to other schools on his behalf.
Yeah.
I'm a Stonehill Skyhawk fan. I'm a Stonehill Skyhawk fan, okay? I went to there for 4 years. I'm an alumni. What's up?
Meanwhile, if memory serves, you're the school that finished runner up in this exercise of yours to find a college team to root for was Texas Tech,
Yeah.
who's good at everything, and has
so
has billionaire donors that are just outwardly saying, "Yeah, I will never stop spending money on."
I have always said that there's no Dana Beers curse or anything like that, but if you go through it, from the second that I committed to this team, everything has gone to shit. And Wes Miller is just not the guy.
Mm-hmm.
He's not the guy. I've tried to support him through these last couple of years, but they have good players. They get good recruits, and then they just suck
Yeah.
year after year after year. I don't know. I don't think the brown paper bag's a good idea, but I guess at this point, who gives a fuck? They're horrible. Do whatever you want.
They're
students.
going to fire him, and Miami of Ohio is fucking awesome this year. They're going to hire that guy, Travis Steele. That's going to be just move right down the way.
Wait, Travis Steele, the former Xavier coach.
Oh no, I'm okay. I could be wrong on that then.
You did.
Gonna-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could that be? Are you saying I'm completely wrong?
I don't know if you're. I'm saying
No,
it's
it is.
juicy. I'm saying that's a sexy.
I just know he's right down the
I'm
way.
saying
They're
what
pretty
you're
fucking
explaining has my attention.
good. Okay.
To have a coach that used to coach at Xavier now coach at
Oh
Cincinnati.
wow, I didn't realize that. Yeah.
That would be fucking insane. But I'm not saying you're wrong. I don't know. Maybe he would do it.
Dana,
Maybe he hates Xavier. Maybe
Dana, did you enjoy? For those of you guys that didn't follow, this was years ago, I believe. Dana, you went on like recruiting visits.
I did, and I had the best time ever. I still love that city. I still love that school, but at some level, you got to start thinking about curses.
Dude, why don't you just make a graphic, enter the portal, and do it all again?
do it all again?
That-
People will roll out the
you
red
could
carpet
always.
for you.
I understand.
Dana, you could
but
always.
I do
you could
love the
always,
people of Cincinnati.
But you could always go back to Cincinnati. Entering
And
the portal doesn't mean
See
you're
if
transferring.
it's best for you.
I don't want a whole city to hate me because they would.
They don't. They hate Wes Miller. They don't have enough time to worry
That's
about
true.
hating him. Speaking of whole cities, I have a fair or foul for the room. John Blackwell is from the suburbs of Detroit. John Blackwell, star guard. I think he's a star. I think that qualifies. Star guard for Wisconsin. Yeah, maybe not a superstar. He's a star.
Yeah.
Very, very good player for the Wisconsin Badgers. They obviously take down Michigan in Ann Arbor. The big win of the year in college basketball, maybe. And John Blackwell says, which a lot of players do this, but John Blackwell yells, "This is my city." Ann Arbor is not Detroit. Ann Arbor is not. Where's he from? Broomfield Hills. He's from Broomfield Hills. He didn't get an offer from Michigan, so it is a little personal. He's a local kid. Don't get me wrong. He's local. But fair or foul, yelling "This is my city" when you're not actually from that specific city. You're from down the road.
And I have a little backup info for you. It's 49 miles away.
49 miles away. Fair or foul? Can you
I would
say "This is my city" when you're from 49 miles away?
Okay. Yes.
You think it's fine? Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Let's say I'm from Cape Cod, right? That's in Massachusetts. I'm not from Boston, but if I got a little fucking, I had a good game, I'd be like, am I playing at the Garden, TD Garden? This is my city.
Okay. All right.
If I went
Honestly,
off,
if
this
you
is
did,
my city.
I think if you just did it everywhere, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
If there was a player that was just every time he had a good game, he was like, "This is." If John Blackwell's playing in Vegas and he balls out and he's like, "This is my fucking city," I would love that.
Yeah.
I think maybe just
I'm okay with it.
having the belief that every city is yours is cool.
I'm okay with it. That's like, if you're from Long Island and you're playing in New York City and you have a big shot, this is my city.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm voting foul. I'm voting foul.
You're
then.
voting foul.
I don't know. I'm from Akron. LeBron made it very clear that Akron and Cleveland. He ain't from Cleveland. He said
Yeah.
that when he went to Miami. He said, "I'm
Yeah.
not from Cleveland. I'm from
I'm from
fucking
Akron."
Well, Akron and Cleveland are much closer than Bloomfield Hills and Ann Arbor. I like the idea of not getting an offer from a local team and talking your shit when you're there.
Right.
I don't know if the phrase "this is my city," like, buddy, this is a vacation.
Yeah, that was funny. That stood out to me.
We gotta keep moving, Tice. There's a couple I want to get to. Gottlieb, that's your boy.
Doug Gottlieb stole my whole thing. We were talking about Chicago State earlier. That was my pitch to Chicago State, was that I was going to coach Chicago State. I was going to keep my media, if you call this a career, if what I do for a living can classify as a career, I was going to keep doing media shit, but I was going to coach Chicago State. That was my pitch. I thought this would help Chicago State. I was like, I'm going to put you on the map. I'm going to throw the Barstool brand behind the movement. They went a different direction, and fuck them. Frankly, fuck them.
Mm-hmm.
Doug Gottlieb then says, why don't I do that? And Doug Gottlieb just took my entire shit and applied it to Green Bay. He was mocked relentlessly for it, which is good for me because I probably would have also been mocked if I took the job. So I'm glad that Doug was the tip of the spear in that one. But then he quit his radio show, Tate.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of wised up a little bit and said, maybe I shouldn't be doing two things at once. Quit his radio show, threw a chair, and Green Bay is suddenly good. Green Bay
They've won 4 games in a row.
They're in the Horizon League, right?
Yeah, they're in the Horizon.
With Oakland, because Oakland's also in the Horizon.
Correct.
Yeah. So only one of those teams. Who give me?
Wright State just beat Oakland this week as well. So it's Wright State and Oakland are the best 2 teams. That would make it out. Green Bay, dude, 6-1, 5-2, 5-2. Green Bay's in second place.
They're in the mix. They're in the mix.
Yes.
I mean, obviously, the Horizon is going to have to be a league that you have to win your conference tournament to make the NCAA tournament. So they're in the mix. Then they could conceivably make the NCAA tournament.
Absolutely, which would be incredible. Are you cheering for?
And honestly, if they make the NCAA tournament, Doug would probably restart his show.
It'd be best time to get.
Doug would be like, "This is a great time for publicity. I'm going to restart my show and
Yeah.
and then just completely sink the
Good
season."
for him.
Definitely good for him.
He gets clowned a lot.
They were terrible last year.
Doug is a guy that I love to clown, but I also don't hate as much as people hate him. But I also can't. I'm addicted to clowning him.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. But
Is easily.
But I've talked to.
Clownable.
I wouldn't say I'm friends with him, but I've talked to him 1,000 times. There was a time where we would call each other every so often, text each other every so often. I'm friendly with him in some way, but I also I've explained to him I'm never gonna stop clowning you. He just asked for it. He's just for being a guy in the media. It's like he's not media trained at times.
He's one of the most easily clownable guys ever.
Yeah,
I'm good with clowning him. I do have a little bit of a soft spot. He fucked up with the credit card thing. I hate that that's the number one reply, and every single time he says a word, it's
yeah.
You know the saying, you fuck one goat and all of a sudden you're a goat.
You're a goat fucker, yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Doug has become a goat fucker.
Yeah,
in the eyes of a lot of people.
People
where it's
just chirp the credit card.
Yeah, you fuck up it, and it wasn't even. I mean, there were victims, but he didn't murder anyone.
And it was in
Oh.
1996.
Yeah, when he was 19 or 18 years old. Yeah, I do feel bad for him for that. But as we keep saying, he's so easily clownable. I think that's the problem.
Yeah,
I think that's the problem with Doug is that he's just asking to be dunked on. So then people just bring up the credit card and the shorts, the shorts on backwards.
Don't fuck a goat,
Shorts on backwards.
Fuck goats.
Uh,
Goat cheese is really good.
I want to get a peek of these Houston uniforms.
Thank you, Dana.
It is.
Cody, I sent you a link. They're wearing them this week.
Goat cheese is one of my favorite cheeses.
Fucking
Yeah.
goat
fuckers. Houston.
Well, how do you
uniform-
make cheese? You got to get fucked,
No, you
right?
don't.
I don't know. So, whatever.
You got to milk the goat. You
Yeah.
don't have to fuck him at all.
Something.
You can take a virgin goat and
You never know.
all right.
Shout out goat cheese.
All right. The Cougs to unveil Houston blue uniforms in the Fertitta Center on Tuesday night. Buy your Houston blue gear. So they're wearing these tomorrow?
Huh.
Jordan logo.
I like them.
blue.
I like them.
That's all I
I
needed.
don't hate them.
Yeah. There's nothing to really hate.
I love that blue, that shade of blue in anything.
Baby blue hits.
Yeah, it's
Baby
beautiful.
blue always hits. Yeah, I like these uniforms.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I think the internet and people are saying that they
These are good.
nailed this.
These are good. These are really good. I like these.
Beautiful. Big fan.
All right.
I got one more for you, and then we'll move out of here. Syracuse, did you guys see the kid? They got a receiver, best recruit that Syracuse football has gotten in 25 years. dude's just going to join the basketball team.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Love that.
Wow.
How
Alvin
sick is
Russell.
that?
That's awesome. Now, is he actually going to, or is this just like, was this a move to get? Because JT Tuimoloau, part of his recruiting to Ohio State, Chris Holtman like hosted him on basketball at basketball shit, and it was just like a favor to the football team because like JT Tuimoloau was like, I want to play both at Ohio State. And we're like,
Right.
all right, yeah, you'll definitely play both when you get
Sure
here.
happened.
And then the second he got to campus, they're like, all right, get your ass to the football
Hell yeah.
facility. Yeah, I mean, I would love this. This is awesome. Great football players playing basketball was something that was not super common, but it happened when I was growing up. Like Antoine Randall L. did it. James Hardy did it at Indiana. Julius Peppers did it at North Carolina. Donovan McNabb did it at Syracuse.
Did he?
Yeah, Donovan
know
McNabb
that.
played basketball at Syracuse. So this is something that Antonio Gates did it at Kent State, although I don't even think he played football,
He
right?
didn't play football.
He didn't play football,
Forget
but
that.
he just played basketball.
Oh, Ellie Cobb.
But guys that are good at football and then like go just get like 3 minutes a game on the basketball team.
DeAndre Hopkins.
I fucking
did
love that,
Yeah.
and I wish it happened more often.
I don't know if like what the actual game plan is here. I know he was a fucking hooper in high school, obviously, but Syracuse is 11-5, 2-1 in the ACC. I hope if this dude's gonna play, I hope he fucking plays. Could you imagine?
Yeah, that would
just,
be awesome.
Like joining a team that's fighting for a tournament berth in the new semester,
Yeah.
and just helping them.
Yeah.
That'd be an incredible
It
story.
would be so cool. Yeah, I hope he plays both.
Hell
Hope it
yeah.
works out. All right, boys, good stuff.
All right.
Gotta go do mostly sports.
Another episode in. Let's go.
All right, see you Friday.
I can't land the plane.
He is so bad at ending the show.